Welcome back to the foxhole. Yes, I'm naked. At this point, you should question me anytime I'm wearing clothes. I'm covered in fur anyway. I'd still be able to make this a PG-rated podcast. You know, if I didn't say fuck. But yeah, I don't really have any odd and ritualistic reason for being nude. It's just so hot out right now. Like, seriously, I don't know what to personally do about global warming right now, but like, it's time to get on that. We gotta tar and feather an oil exec or something. I'm sweatier than... I don't have the brain power to make a non-erotic pun, but you know, let's just take a walk down to the cold stream for tonight's story. Is that okay with you? It's too muggy in the foxhole. That's not erotic. That's not erotic. But yes, I've been slacking on the whole summon eldritch deities front, I will admit. But it's near the solstice right now. The summer season is all about not exerting yourself, and also wishing for some semblance of a chill breeze. Actually, how's about I tell you a Canadian story tonight? Something really, really close to the Arctic Circle. Try and summon up the feeling of coldness, and the feeling of not having my fur soaked completely through with perspiration. Have you heard about the mysteries of the Nahanni Valley, aka the Headless Valley, in Northwest Territory? Let's do that story. There's snow in it. Welcome to the foxhole and Foxxo Esoterica. I promise I was sober when I wrote this. Welcome back to Foxxo Esoterica, the drunk ghost story comedy podcast, where I post an episode about the Headless Valley and need to try really, really hard to not quote that one vine that's like, "So no head." You know the one. It's kind of a half a decade old. I don't think that meme's too relevant anymore. I'm your host, Foxxo Fox, and true story, one time in college, I shattered my phone screen intentionally recreating that vine, and regretted it half as much as I should have. Tonight, we're going to be discussing a Northern Canadian gold strike story, the mysteries and murders in the Nahanni River Valley, and we're going to be indulging in a My Brother, My Sister, and I episode. Inasmuch as perennial guests Megan and Alex, my siblings, will be the guests this evening. However, we are also going to be joined by a new guest, theater tech debonair from Upstate New York and associate via Megan, Sarah, for her first time on the podcast. Not much in the lieu of housekeeping this evening. I'm going to try and move back to Germany in a few months, and am trying to keep projects to a minimum until I do that. But I did want to bring up, I posted the vlog update on YouTube. It is not an extensively produced video, and was kind of put together very quickly. But if you haven't listened to every episode of Foxxo Esoterica and want an update on my life and such, especially in regards to my attempt to completely move to Germany, check it out. I probably won't make too many videos like that, but I thought I should plug it. I'll post it in the description, but just check out Foxxo Fox on YouTube. Also, other note, this episode is one of the most scattered and foolishness-filled episodes by far, and that is because not only did we get drunk, we got drunk during a heat wave, on a back porch with no AC. Also, the audio will have a fan in it, and no amount of editing on my end can make that go away. Please forgive the fan, it is the only reason any of us are alive still, and also please excuse the foolishness. Like I said in the intro, it's global warming's / fossil fuel companies' faults. I chose to write that sentence that way to read. There's no way I was going to do that in one take. Without further ado, though, let's cast a pod. Fuck. Some swearings on the podcast.
Oh, you're gonna have to edit the swears out.
Yeah, this is for kids now.
This is the kids' podcast.
Welcome to Foxxo Esoterica. We're gonna have a fan on in this episode, so get used to that because
it is a hot, hot day.
We're dealing with a heat wave right now, for real.
Heat advisory until 10 p.m.
Yeah, last time I looked it was 10 p.m.
It's a genuine heat advisory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo-woo.
So we're gonna maybe die this episode. The suspense is real. But yeah, welcome back to Foxxo Esoterica. I am joined by returning guests, my brother, my sister, and I. Podcast humor. Alex is here.
What, they're here?
AKA Bralex. You have a YouTube channel, I think.
Oh,
I don't think I've had you on the podcast since you put stuff on YouTube.
yeah, I mean, it's not that old.
Well, yeah, but I don't think I've had you on since, like, February.
No. Yeah, February.
Bada boom.
Yeah.
So Alex is gonna have a chance to plug his thing because usually when he's on the podcast he hasn't made a video on YouTube yet, but now he has.
Now he has.
We're also joined by my sister Megan.
Woo woo woo.
And
Since it's probably been like a year since I've been here.
yeah, I don't think you've been on this season.
It's been a bit, yeah. Happy to be here, ready to work.
Oh yeah. Just in case it's clear, because I keep switching up like who's on my remote guest, am I in person with? I am here in Michigan with my family.
What? No, don't lie. Don't lie to them.
Yeah, I'm in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Pranked.
Woo woo.
However, we have a third special guest this time, a new person. How about you introduce us, Sarah? What's up?
Hi, my name is Sarah from Upstate New York, and I am joining the Heatwave gang.
Heatwave gang, theme park gang.
Oh yeah, we had Sarah over visiting the fam. Sarah's a friend of Megan's, and I'm excited to have you on the pod. I'm excited. But we all just went on a little road trip to get some roller coaster credits, baby. We just went to.
We're gonna talk about that instead of the whatever you want.
I know, that's
it's
a
gonna go on
sidetrack.
for a while.
Yeah.
The world's biggest tangent.
Don't get me started. We
Yeah.
will
Also,
go forever.
Colin's been on the podcast.
Yeah, Colin's been on the podcast.
Colin also went with us. He's just not here.
We just don't have him here today because we gave up on him.
Yeah.
We left him in whatever state we were in. Alex doesn't
Iowa.
want us to specify.
Iowa.
Oh yeah, Iowa. We're specifying now.
Yeah, we left them in Iowa. We left them in the Adventureland Monster Line.
Yeah.
No one will find him there.
We left him in
He'll be
Altoona.
stuck there forever because kids keep skipping to the front.
Oh yeah. We went to just an obscure park in Iowa, and the line etiquette was atrocious.
Terrible.
We can flex Dragon Slayer.
We can flex Dragon Slayer. That's
No
a
one has
credit.
that.
That
No
came
one-
out last year,
No one has
and
that credit.
nobody went out to Iowa
Everyone
for
loves their-
that. It's an SNS free spin.
Everyone loves their
Yeah.
shitty Joker clones.
It's
Except
so good.
this is one that we and 10 other people have.
Oh yeah.
Colin comes out of nowhere. That it could happen.
We're gonna change the conversation now because Alex and I will talk about roller coasters for several years.
True.
But yeah, welcome to the podcast, Sarah. Each time I have a new guest on, I like to ask them 4 new questions. Except, I'm very gay and should have been doing this out the gate, but now I'm gonna be asking 5 questions. The first one: what are your pronouns?
My pronouns are she, her. Thank you for asking,
Oh,
Erin.
so nice.
For sure. I haven't done that yet, and I really should have been. Megan and Alex, do you want to share your pronouns?
Megan also she, her, hers, but you could probably call me anything and I'd be cool with it.
He, him.
Yeehaw.
What are your pronouns, Erin?
He, him, also pretty flexible though. I think
Yeah.
Megan and I are in the same boat.
It's a queer people thing.
Yeah. The gays are on one side of the room. But now it's time for the other 4 questions that I have been asking this whole time. First question, and of course this is about your like beliefs in ghosts and stuff, so feel free to answer with any degree of comfort you want. If you don't want to, that's totally cool. But first question, do you believe in ghosts, aliens, or anything else considered unexplainable and paranormal?
I mean, yeah. I think there's got to be something out there. I think.
Casper?
Oh, Jesus. Alex.
Pompoko.
Where?
Where's Popo?
Where is it?
We did a lot of road tripping when I was younger, and we ran into a lot of things that we just could not explain.
You're answering one of my questions ahead of time, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. There was this little girl on this, like, little balcony when we got to this, like, old Civil War house turned field hospital during the Civil War, and my mom, being the scrapbook nerd she was like, oh, we can get really good pictures from up there. So we took the house tour, and we got to the dining room. We were like, oh, that's weird. That little girl kind of looks familiar. Like, I wonder if it's, like, an act or something. And then we got, like, up to the 2nd floor. And, of course, like, all the flooring was, like, the same. So, like, the blood stains were still there.
Oh my god.
What?
What the fuck?
So we got to, like, the balcony. And my mom was like, cool, so, like, when do we get to go out there? And you looked at it, and it was, like all, like, paint over. And they were like, no one's been out there in, like, 10 years. Like,
Oh
for
my God.
people's safety, like, no one's been out there. And, like, you could tell, like, it's been padlocked. And, like, I never saw, because even, like, with my, like, little booster car seat, like, I couldn't see out the truck window. But, like, everyone in my family saw this person up there. My dad ran out of this house. It was so funny. And to this day, he still gets so spooked.
Call out your dad, first name, last name, go.
Oh
And
my
his
gosh.
address.
And his credit card information.
Yeah, and his
And-
social security
Yeah,
card.
while we're at it, social security number. So, I guess, like, after that, like, of course, like, there's gotta be something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
That's like a particularly intense one. I think usually I'll have like people on the podcast, and they're totally valid, but they'll be like, I'll see like an orb of light out the corner of my eye, or like a weird shadow movement. That's like a full-on ghost. That's straight up.
Like, there's just, like, it was, like, the landlord special, like, painted over. Like, you really can't say, like, oh, it was an actor, it was something, da-da-da-da-da. Like, there was no way that you could get.
They paint the window frame, just paint over the padlock. Padlock shape in window frame from where they just
Honestly,
painted.
though, like, there was no way that you could get out onto that terrace, like, even if you wanted to, so.
That's crazy. The second question, you answered it. Do you have any experiences with any of these sorts of things? And if so,
No,
would
say
you
the
care
story- say
to
the story
share your
again.
story?
No.
Say the same one again.
And just in edit, just replay it again.
Oh,
I'm willing to.
oh, please don't. Check.
I did want to ask, though, actually, to elaborate on the further question. Do you have, like, a preference for what you believe in? Are you like, I'm the ghost person 100%, but aliens, get out of here. Bigfoot, you can stay, you can bring alcohol.
Like geese?
I believe in geese.
Let's go.
Geese tend to be real.
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
You've seen them.
Not geese, you goofball.
We're talking about geese.
Oh my gosh.
Also, podcast listeners, if you hear like a weird bell sound, my sweet baby cat Yuki is in the room.
Yeah, fifth secret guest, Yuki,
Fifth secret
the
guest,
cat.
Oh,
He's
totally
literally
trying-
making noise now.
He's trying to get out the window.
I identify as a silly goose.
Oh my god.
Alex
Yeah.
is the silliest goose. Alex is in his goose arc.
I don't
Okay.
know. I feel like it's silly to say, like, aliens built the pyramids. That's just basically saying, like, you're racist.
Yeah.
I
Hi,
mean,
Yuki.
It's people can
Please
do
don't touch the
things.
mic.
but, like, I definitely think there's other life out there. I think it's not out there to say that, like, hey, these things could happen.
For sure.
I don't think that there's, like, green goblins with huge black eyes
Aaron-
and flying saucers.
Are you talking-
Goblin episode when?
Are you actually
Different
referencing
color.
Kelly Hopkinsville?
What?
Okay, cool. I was gonna. That's like a thing.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
That's not the episode tonight, but that's.
Oh,
actually,
that would have been
Oh
so
my
you,
God.
you got really close to like describing a thing.
Oh my god.
That's so funny. I would do Kelly
Anywho.
Hopkinsville.
Anywho.
Anywho.
Bring up my biology teacher, because he says something pretty interesting about teachers, but then, like, the veins will pop out of Aaron's head.
You can tell me anything about your scummy biology professor whom I have beef with.
Bring up
Strawberries?
Alex's biology teacher. He's a
I've
goblin.
never met him.
Strawberries are not fruit.
Yeah, and he lies. That's the thing about Alex's biology professor. Nothing but lies out of that sweet mouth.
Okay. I wouldn't go that far.
He's just dramatic.
This is an inside joke.
Anywho.
Third question, or fourth now, I don't know how to count. Do you follow an organized religion or religious practice, or are you more agnostic-minded? Does the existence of the esoteric and paranormal line up with those religious and or agnostic beliefs, or not as much?
I'm just vibing.
For sure.
I go to the church.
I relate with that so
vibes.
much.
I'm just
Church of Vibes.
Just waiting to see what happens.
I'm just vibing. I feel like in my personal beliefs that a lot of organized religion leads to a lot of hate
Hmm.
among a group of people. So I'm kind of vibing.
Good answer.
I like that.
Nothing. Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm about to be hate crimed by a lot of people.
No.
I think everybody
I'll
who
protect
listens to
you.
this podcast is on the level.
Probably, yeah.
All 20 people. But in regards to that, then, like, if you saw a ghost, you'd be like, "This Joe's. I'm not gonna have to question science or something."
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
I dig that.
I'm not gonna be like, ah, shit, there goes my religious crises.
Sometimes I get that. One last question. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Another fan in the wall.
Absolutely correct.
Da,
So
da,
hot.
da, da.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
A fan?
Like a second one?
No.
Speaking of things to plug, Bralix moment? Bralix.
Oh,
Talk about your thing.
Yeah, I made a video. It's called Goose Arc.
Shut up.
For the furries
There's a
out
lot
there.
of, no, it's not for furries. It's for like goose enthusiasts. And
Enthusiasts.
I had this song stuck in my head a couple days ago.
yeah, it's a good song. Yeah, it's really cool. Like there's a lot of geese in it.
Check it out.
On Bralix.
Yeah.
It's only like 3 minutes long, so.
No, it's
So-
a minute and a half.
It's a minute and a half long,
Yeah,
so
it's
it
a
won't take
good
much
video.
out of your day.
Yeah, it's like the anime opening for geese.
Yeah,
It's like
it
long
really
enough
is.
to get an ad revenue if you didn't use the copyrighted song for the entirety of it.
I wouldn't anyway.
Yeah.
I'd feel bad if I monetized something like that.
Yeah, that's
it's
art.
Too, yeah, it's too pure.
Monetized.
It's for the masses.
Monetize geese.
You can't monetize geese,
Alex,
dude.
You wanna talk
trademark
about-
geese.
I'm like, what am I, Disney?
Ha ha. Da da da
Got
da
it.
da da. Uh-huh.
You wanna talk about pinball?
I want to talk about pinball. Oh, is that what the podcast is about?
This
It's haunted pinball machine.
haunted pinball machine.
I love pinball. We talking about pinball?
You can plug your pinball video if you want.
Oh,
It's time to throw away that song.
it's a
Time to get
pinball
business.
video. I'm gonna make a bunch of it. The history of it. Yep.
No, it's actually like a really good video. Even if you're not interested in pinball
Most
machines,
people.
it's fun. It kind of gives me like history of Japan vibes, but like pinball version. So if that sounds at all interesting to you, check it out.
Colin Evans, a recurring guest, is in it for one line.
Recurring guest and 5th member of the theme park.
Crazy.
Crazy.
The deep cuts keep going.
Theme park. Can we plug theme park crazy?
Plug
in
theme park crazy. Come on the podcast. That'd be
I gotta
wildest
get to the next
crossover.
section so that way I can open up the beer and enjoy it. But
I'm enjoying mine already, dumbass.
yeah, I gotta fucking get to this point in the podcast.
How long can we draw this out?
Wait, is this like
No,
an
I want
ASMR
it.
segment? I
Yeah,
forgot.
maybe.
Wait, do you like any?
And I'm opening it.
Oh, it got in my eye.
What is it?
Today I'm going to be drinking Big Sky Brewing Company Moose Drool out of Montana, USA. It is a brown ale. It is 5% alcohol by volume, and it... I didn't even taste it. I just swallowed it.
Aaron said ASMR bit.
Oh, it's just good. It's just a nice brown ale. I
Out
have
of-
no qualms.
If you were to put it in like
Yeah,
a
that's not bad,
tier
actually.
ranking, what tier would you put it in?
B.
B.
For Big
Like, not
Sky
bad.
Brewing.
B
yeah,
for
it's just
beer.
good. There's no, like, bells or whistles. It's just crap.
No, Bell's is a different one.
Yeah. Sarah and I are drinking St. Julian Social Butterfly. It is a sweet rosé because we are still young college bitches. I'm not in college anymore. That don't like fine wine.
You
Would
have
you
yet
like
to
fine wine?
refine your palate. You have yet to refine your palate.
No,
drinking-
I'm just living my life currently.
I'm
Yeah.
drinking Goose Island.
Oh yeah,
He's
Alex
on
is
brand.
rocking
Do
the
you
new
not
one
like
too.
Like the
Kill a
Goose Arc
spider?
going on.
Oh wait, no, you're having a different one.
No,
Yeah, Goose
I'm
Arc.
just gonna take
Oh, the
this
312 is
until
like
it's
Goose
Okay.
Island is a Chicago brewery. Alex is here for the Goose Arc vibes, but I'm a I'm a Chicago bitch.
I'll keep that in.
I'm gonna too.
That's in it. That's in the
Are you
podcast.
killing a bug?
Yeah.
You distract from my verbal foibles with.
Don't. You were stuttering before I killed this big
I hope
ass
you, when
spider.
you're editing it, you can hear the crunch.
Yeah, we're eating chips.
That is not a
Did
shit.
y'all want to try it for posterity?
we're
You don't have
No, I'm gonna be controversial and admit to your audience that I don't really like beer.
You
Sorry.
can keep your bread soda.
Yeah, your bread
Bread soda's-
soda.
to. You make that sound like it's not delicious. Someday.
It doesn't taste like it's like
I would drink bread.
like barrel soda. Like you shaved some
Something that also tastes
barrel
good,
off.
barrels.
Would taste good.
Bread soda. Beer is bread soda.
Yeah, but bread's
I'm
good.
losing it. I'm losing
Not
it.
always. Okay. On track.
Are y'all ready for the introductory bit?
No, not yet.
excited.
Okay, well, too late, because you gotta buckle up, Alex. This is your pre-seat
What?
check.
No, wait. Hold up.
Staple.
I didn't put my shit in the basket.
Wait, I had a dream
staple.
yesterday
I gotta hold my
where
fucking
we were on an
gloves.
airplane.
Shut up. Not you, Megan. You can tell your story.
Oh,
I'm just
that's
getting
it.
roasted.
I had a dream where we were on an airplane last night.
Dude, I had
Nice.
a dream where, fuck, I gotta remember it. Hold up.
While Alex is remembering, I had to point out when we were at Six Flags St. Louis, I was riding Batman the Ride, and I was wearing flip-flops, and I put them aside, and the guy was like, you can't fucking put those on the side, and he handed me my flip-flops, and he was like, you have to hold on to these.
Yeah, this is a call-out post for Six Flags St. Louis.
He just picked up my
You
dirty
know
shoes.
promotions? This is an anti-promotion.
Fuck
Fuck
Six
Six Flags St. Louis.
Fuck Six Flags St.
I
Louis.
met only one good person that day.
I got
Maybe
violently
two.
ill at that park.
They fucking sucked. Wouldn't recommend. Go to a different park.
I mean,
Catwoman's
touched my
Whip
shoes.
was really fucking fun. though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Catwoman's Whip was fun. We saw a couple deer in the distance.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Alright. 1908. The northern wilderness of the Canadian Yukon Territory. Thick fog blankets a nigh impenetrable wilderness. The mysterious Rabbit's Kettle hot springs give almost a near Arctic South Nahanni River Valley an almost tropical appearance, or so some claim. In an area known as Dead Man Valley lie the bodies of two brothers, Willie and Frank McLeod.
Question.
Yes.
How old were they when they died?
20s, I believe.
Dude,
Alright. Not a kid.
What is one of
Move
them
on.
wear?
You'll see.
I just get bummed out with the kids.
One more blue.
Anyway, in an area known as Dead Men Valley lie the bodies of two brothers. Don't touch my computer.
I have a question.
Oh my god, what?
Dead Men Valley or Dead Man Valley?
Both a plural.
Interesting name. Go on.
Plural. They got named because of these boys.
How many?
The two brothers.
Two?
Yeah.
That's it? No one else?
Touching his nail.
Yet?
In an area known as Dead Men Valley lie the bodies of two brothers, Willie and Frank McLeod, both of them decapitated.
Oh.
What with the valley being in the Yukon Territory, a lie, it would be easy to guess what might convince someone to pack up their belongings and attempt to penetrate the vast Canadian wilderness in the early 20th century. Gold. And while decapitation might seem a bit dramatic, it isn't hard to imagine that one might be willing to do dire things in order to get it.
Oh, I get it because they died.
But dear listeners, this is Foxxo Esoterica, and this episode is far from a simple true crime story set amongst the backdrop of the Klondike Gold Rush. Even though sometimes I am perfectly willing to do just a true crime episode. I digress.
True crime?
True crime.
We're roasting Forsetti Fox in the chat. This story does not end with the death of the McLeod brothers, nor does it begin there either.
Lied?
This is like a
Liar?
middle?
You lied?
Yes.
Oh, fun.
This evening, dear guests, I'd like to take you to the South Nahanni River Valley, or as it's sometimes referred to, the Headless Valley.
Cute.
Getting its name from the fact that over a dozen people met their grisly end in this wilderness and were found with their heads severed from their bodies.
A dozen?
Like a good number.
Wow! That's a
Did they all
specific
get their
thing.
heads chopped off?
All heads gone?
Yeah.
Did they ever find the heads or just the bodies?
Very rarely.
Which one?
They very rarely found the heads.
Okay.
But
when they found, sorry, I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this as the views of a detective.
oh yeah.
So when they found the heads, were they near the bodies or like
Very
down
rarely.
river?
They were usually in a river or something.
Interesting.
And I'll get to this in a second, but they weren't chopped off. It looked as though the heads were twisted or pulled off of the bodies.
Interesting.
I mean, spooks are bad, but the one that's cursed is the
Headless Horseman.
He's
the
the
worst. And that's
what
not
this is
all.
about?
That's not all.
Is that? Are we doing Headless Horseman?
You missed that episode.
What? You
I
didn't
did
have
Headless
those
Horseman
horsemen
episode.
Wow,
Yeah.
we should
Without
like
us?
listen to your.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We should listen to your podcast.
I did a Headless Horseman episode.
What?
Oh boy, it's okay. It's
Aw, I'm
empty.
mad. I wish I was there.
You can listen to it if you want.
No, I'm not.
Shouts to Zippo and my husband. They were in that episode.
Lucas did that up.
They
What a
got
lucky
killed by the
duck.
Headless Horseman?
Yeah, he's dead now. Dead.
Aw.
But that's not all.
Bummer.
But that's not all.
Lucas is also haunting our home. Just kidding.
What?
One might come toe to toe with more than just a serial decapitator. One might find woolly mammoths, a mysterious indigenous tribe that vanished without a trace, a giant wolf monster, and, allegedly, the Canadian El Dorado, the motherlode of all gold veins.
Okay, so fake, not real.
Like, I think it's all the same person.
Okay. We'll see
Or
what happens at the end of the
people.
episode.
Is this
We'll
just
see
like, okay, so he doesn't have a horse, it's just the headless guy.
the headless
Well, he
dead
doesn't-
people?
He has a head, I'm sure.
What?
No, they get their head cut off.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Where did the
Does
heads
Lucas
go?
listen to all your episodes?
Some of them. He's a fine husband.
You should get,
I hope he listens to this
I
one.
hope he heard that and is like, oh, I know what I'm gonna text Forsetti. I lied. What's up?
you should get a soundboard.
Wait, Aaron,
Yeah, I
I've got
know.
the perfect idea.
No,
Lucas,
let me
if you're listening to this, text Aaron bees, buns, huns.
If I had a
no
podcast,
context.
I would play like a goose sound every time I said something that's like words intelligible.
I would do the Scooby-Doo noise.
Ree.
That is fitting.
Sir, how are you doing?
I'm just vibing.
Yay. Yeah, Nahanni River Valley, Nahanni National Park Preserve, Headless Valley. There's a lot going on here. Megan's playing goose sounds.
Please. I'm not even doing that.
This is truly Megan in her goose arc.
This is the goose art. We're in it.
We're all in the
Okay,
goose
I'm
arc.
sorry for interrupting. I'm listening.
That's okay. Up next, I'd like to get to the sources. But before I do that, a few disclaimers. In the introduction, I said that this location was found in the Yukon. That was a lie for flavor. This park is currently found in the Northwest Territories province, though it is really close to the border of the Yukon and has a lot to do with the Klondike Gold Rush. Second,
Lies.
oh yeah, I'm lying.
A
I'm
bit
flavoring
about
the soup.
Klondike.
Wait, this is
Bar.
fake?
Oh, this is real. Just I'm lying. The story's real.
Okay.
Lying to us.
Second disclaimer, though. Tonight we're going to be discussing a story that heavily pertains to the history and culture of Indigenous people in Canada, namely the Dene people, which isn't a specific tribe, but a name used to describe the people who first lived in the Northwest Territory and like surrounding provinces, and all speak from the same root language, semicolon, the Dene language, also known as the Athabascan language, because Dene is a word that just means people, but it's also the word they use to describe the language. I'll get to that in more detail later, but I want to bring this up now so we can deter cultural appropriation. With ghost stories and legends, it's common to look at First Nations areas and be like, of course that's haunted, they're really spiritual and etc., and I'd like to dissuade that impulse. There are a good number of particularly juicy paranormal aspects to this area, but one should never assume that this is automatically the case because Indigenous people live there. The Dene people also just so happen to be dealing with the weird esoteric phenomena, and also, you should never use their traditions to try and perform a magical feat yourself. That's not what those traditions are
Because
for.
I'll get curves?
Period.
Thank you for listening to this tangent.
I liked that bit. Good for you.
Can we
Thank
talk about
you.
pinball again?
If you want.
Wow,
Or
Alex
you can
is
listen
like,
to Alex's
yawn.
rad pinball video.
Oh, I'm not
Now it's time for sources for real. I have so many. The first one's Wikipedia. I used it so fucking much on this one. I
love
lean on it.
Wikipedia.
The next article is an article written in 1947 titled Valley of Mystery. The gold and headhunters of the Nahanni may be myth. Its murderers are hard fact. Written by Pierre Burton and preserved on the website Maclean's Archive.
Chris McLean?
Nope.
From
Not
Total Drama Island?
No Total Drama moment. That's also Canadian though.
Yeah. I know.
That's close. They actually went here in that TV show. I could be lying.
What?
No, they did.
I'd
I'm
also
lying.
like to source the website Dene Tha, which is a website maintained by Dene people to write about their culture and history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just enchanted.
The sources are the least interesting part, Megan.
Dude, I love these sources.
No, I just like that you did research all night.
Wait, no, read off the next
Oh,
one.
thank you.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
This next one's confusing. The book and
Oh.
also subsequent websites and a second book, all maintained by writer Hammerson Peters.
What?
He wrote about both the Nahanni Valley itself and a specific thing I'll get to later.
Oh my god.
And I read a book.
You
Yeah,
read. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's a big feat.
I put effort into this podcast. I put some effort into this episode because I love this story. Another article. Oh, I did that.
Yes!
The last article.
Woo!
I like your
No,
shirt.
do it. I love this guy.
I used the
next
government of Canada and
Yeah.
their website
You
based on this because
used
it's the
the government
national
of Canada?
park.
Oh
They
no.
have their own website on it. It's a national park.
Shout out to the Canadian government.
They
Shout
fucking
out.
helped me for real.
They're better than mine.
Well, I hear their prices are pretty high.
Like what
I
price
don't
in
fucking
Canada?
know. I just heard it on a TikTok. I could be wrong.
Gas prices are high.
That's my
It's
best.
TikTok,
That's my favorite
Must
source.
be true.
If it's from TikTok, it must be true.
Hey, you got TikTok in your sources?
I've not used a TikTok video in the sources.
I have a take.
Yeah,
I have a take.
you have a take.
I love the sources.
Thank you.
Like
Good job.
Canada, Chris McLean, the other one.
The website where the
website
The-
where the
Dene people.
D-E-N-E. I think this is
Dene.
totally in somewhere.
I think that's really cool that they're preserving their history and culture. You know?
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I think it's good to keep track of those things. Am I sounding like a privileged white person?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Sarah, how many takes? Cool. Are you overwhelmed? Good.
It's just
You can
hot.
talk if you want. It's a podcast and nobody can see you nodding.
I'm just nodding to you.
Thank you.
Just-
It's really hot back here. I'm
Yeah.
already dying.
Welcome to the volcano episode where we record in a volcano.
We are in the sauna.
Are we deep enough to touch lava?
We are.
Shut up. Okay.
This is an inside
Now we
joke
have to
podcast.
explain an inside joke. Thanks, Megan. We were at Silver Dollar City at a theme park in Branson, Missouri. It's over a cave. We were surprised. We went into the
Hey,
cave
wait.
with a
Big
tour.
cave.
Yeah.
What do you think Pac-Man sounds like?
I don't know.
But
But
Wait, hold on. I want to get your take.
Womp,
I think
womp,
no,
womp.
I think Pac-Man, like, if he were to talk, I think he would sound like this.
Oh, I'm Pac-Man.
No.
Oh, I hate those ghosts. I think if Pac-Man were to talk.
What are you on?
No, what do you think? What do you think that sounds
I
like?
think if Pac-Man were, I'm in so much pain in a way that nobody understands.
What do you think Pac-Man
I
sounds
think
like?
if Pac-Man were to talk, he'd sound like, oh, I gotta get those pellets in me.
Alright, Megan, what do you think Pac-Man sounds like? Like his voice?
Probably something like this.
No, his voice. No,
No, copyright, 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 copyright.
Megan, what do you think Pac-Man sounds like?
Okay.
Sarah, what do you think Pac-Man sounds like? Like his voice? Like what is it like when he talks? I don't know, with like words.
It's like the adults from Peanuts. Like, womp, womp, womp. Sorry,
Alex, what do
you
you
go.
think Pac-Man?
I have no words. Other than I
he
can
could sound
hear
like,
the one,
oh, I'm
Okay,
Pac-Man,
it's
and
hot.
I love to eat the pellets.
You're good. I'm sorry.
Probably like a drug addict.
What?
Coming for Pac-Man's neck. Does he have one of those?
Well, he
Yeah.
is. He's
I'm
constantly going for the
I'm
pill.
running
Oh
out-
my
I'm running out of
God.
pellets. I'm running out of pellets, guys.
Yeah, I'm Pac-Man, and then you ate my juice.
The ghosts are just like trying to help him.
Yeah,
The ghosts are like,
that's
"Dude,
my.
we're here to help you."
That's our dark Pac-Man theory.
The
Pac-Man's
headcanon.
actually. I don't want to say he's the villain, because I feel. Never mind.
To explain the
Pac-Man-
other
Pac-Man
tangent,
is
because we're three
thematically
tangents
appropriate
deep.
Because, like, there's ghosts in Pac-Man, and this is a horror-themed podcast.
Yeah.
So you can
It's
continue with the
scary.
story.
The other tangent I was gonna say, we were in a
No,
cave, and a child was there, and he's a Minecraft player, and he's like, how far do we have to dig before there's lava? And we made fun of him silently to ourselves.
Yeah, fuck kids.
Kids,
You-
get
you-
out of
Kids
here.
fucking
I
suck
like
and
that you
shouldn't
said
be
he's a
in
Minecraft
caves.
player. Like, you didn't know that.
I assume.
I don't know if that's true. You know, if you're a responsible adult kid, then it's fine. But if you're like a whiny bitch that like babbles over the cool historical
Like Pac-Man.
shit, like Pac-Man babbles, you know?
Hacks. Hacks behind the couch.
I had to hide the burp because people yelled at me for burping. I'm like, oh.
All
Some
right.
fans.
What
Some
were
FD
we
fans.
talking
Oh,
about?
you burped? I thought you just like.
Oh, no, I was
Probably like
burping.
a cat.
I vomited.
Yeah, just straight up.
So back to the story.
Back to the story.
So, I would like to get into some history of the location before we start off.
Are we gonna start at the very beginning?
Oh, that's a very good place to start. Yeah, a little bit. Not like Earth got formed, but like people are here. with
Yeah, I got
history.
you.
Because I'll get to Earth got formed stuff later. But before I get into miscellaneous dates and random geological information, I would first like to talk about what exactly it is that this location has going on in it.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Serious question.
Yeah.
Did you bring up the mammoths earlier? What did they have to do with this?
I think
Mammoths
that's
got
later.
sighted here.
Okay.
Living mammoths.
Okay,
Like cited
gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought mammoths
by
were...
who? Is it
You'll see,
incredible
you'll see.
source?
I thought mammoths were in the story.
It's gonna like.
Yeah, mammoths are in the story.
Oh, did you know? Do you know what Michigan's state fossil is?
The Petoskey
I'm
Stone.
gonna.
The mastodon.
I was gonna go on a limb and say the mammoth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
close.
joking. I know
Mastodon.
Petoskey stones aren't fossils.
They're fossils.
Petoskey stones?
Yeah.
They're not.
They're like fossil adjacent. I could.
They're
Aren't they like coral?
they're just
or something?
stones.
You know, I don't know this is a fact, so I'll concede.
Aren't they like coral something or another?
Maybe.
Which would make them fossils?
No.
Well, one of us is wrong.
Yeah.
One of us is wrong, and you'll have to look it up.
Everybody Google it. Anyway,
I want to go to Petoskey, Michigan.
I would like to talk about what exactly this location has
and
going
I
on
want
in
to go
it,
to Petoskey, Michigan.
considering it's a bit of a paranormal soup, and not just one cryptid or event. So, I would like to start off with the legends told by the people who were first there, and definitely dealing with the weirdness of the location before any Europeans started getting
Mammoths?
beheaded.
Let's go. Behead. Oh, right.
Oh yeah, headless people. As mentioned before, the Dene people are the first people to have lived in the area, and that is not a specific tribe as much as it is a name for the people who share a language among other things, but mostly the language. The Dene lived in this area that consists of like pretty much 80% of modern-day Alaska, a majority of Yukon and Northwest Territories, and a bit of the top of British Columbia and Alberta. The Slavey, the Satu, and the Yellowknife people, which are a part of the Dene group, are the groups that live closest to the South Nahanni River area. The Slavey are far closer to that specific area than the Yellowknife. They were more found towards the eastern Great Slave Lake, which is like the Yellowknife are near that. Why aren't the Slavey near that? Don't ask me why. Or the Satu, who are more in the north. Also, there is a degree of people who just identify as Dene because it's like hard to pinpoint sometimes. But archaeological studies show that people have been in the area for around 10,000 years. The Slavey people were the first people to tell stories of really weird stuff happening in this particular valley, which they named Nahanni after another group of people who supposedly lived in the area, the Naha tribe, also known as just simply the Nahanni, the first figure in legend. You see, according to legend, everyone in the area gave the Naha people a wide berth out of fear, because they were particularly conflict-oriented and would routinely attack villages in the areas around the Liard and Mackenzie rivers. This is like a little bit of a legend, but definitely people were attacked by the like air quotes Naha tribe. Megan looked it up. Why? Yeah. Megan looked up a map.
I'm a visual learner.
Megan's a visual learner, getting the Northwest Territories in her brain. For you all, if you want to look at it. The Naha people are attacking the Dene in the general area.
Why?
For violence. Like they
For
for violence. It's not really clarified. They're just particularly like violent. And everyone around the area is like, we wish you weren't. And that's just, yeah, a little bit. It was not specified as to why they would attack. It's just everybody in the area was like, we gotta avoid
Probably
this
like
tribe.
the basics: land, food, power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one can assume.
One can assume.
Except for it gets weirder, and I'll get to it in a second. However, anytime the Dene people organized a retaliative force to try and fight back, they'd venture into the Nahanni River Valley, wait until they saw signs of the enemy warriors' camp, and ... continue to wait. Because when they went into the camp to investigate the still smoldering fires and set up teepees, they were completely unable to find a single living soul. They'd find abandoned structures and such, but it was as though the Naha people had vanished without a trace. There are a handful of stories like this. Often it is told that like there's a particular group of people trying to like fight back because they're getting attacked. They go to the camp, nobody's there. But there's like multiple stories of this happening. There's just abandoned camps in this valley for some reason. Fun fact, Nahanni is the Athabascan word that really just translates into the river and or land where the Naha live. Just for translation reasons. It's not like a crazy semantic thing to it. Other fun fact, it is pretty certain that the Naha people actually existed. They're not like a cryptid or anything.
What?
But
I was gonna be like, I was under the impression they existed.
yeah, like some people, I think when I was reading like some articles, they're like the Naha people were there and then they disappeared, but then like they'll show up again in the story as like people that are verifiably there.
Yeah,
There's,
I
like,
saw
just a
their
tribe
name
in the
on the
woods.
map, so that means they're real.
Yeah, there's just I think like a lot of people who don't know this story as well as I did because I read books assume that there's like a cryptid nature to them. They're definitely real.
Yeah, guys.
I read books.
Yeah.
I read books.
Respect your fellow people.
Also, though, some people speculate, because of the linguistic similarities between the Dene language, that the Naha, who shared a similar language, would relocate and become the Navajo way down south in an area that's not very nearby. That's speculation, though. That hasn't been proven yet. It's just
Can't
like,
be right.
yeah.
Objection, speculation.
That's so far away.
Objection,
very far away.
speculation.
I guess people can walk. Like,
Yeah.
we're pretty good at
You're
that.
good.
And I'll get to this in a second, but the people in this particular area are, like, more nomadic than most. They don't have, like, a permanent place. They move with the seasons, because, like, the winters get fucked up in northern Canada.
No.
And you don't want to be
I
there for that.
bet, yeah.
If you're from the south.
You don't want to be in, like, crazy hell snow, though, at any point in your life.
Yeah.
Sarah and Alex be like, yeah, we do.
I love this snow.
I'm like a snowman.
I'm living in the heat wave right now, and I'm totally comfortable with it.
No, this sucks. This is like way worse than any snowstorm.
I'm thriving.
Listen, put me in a blizzard, that's fine. Take the power out, put me in a blizzard, I'm still fine. That's fine.
Yes, Aaron and I are on one side where the heat is okay side, and Sarah and Alex are on the please put me in the North Pole.
The gay side.
Gays can't. If
Gays
you
can't
can't
be cold.
stand the heat, get out of the gay kitchen.
Yeah.
Any takes so far? Anybody have any opinions? I've been talking a lot.
I think it's really hot in here.
History's cool.
Cool.
Sorry, you're just giving me a geography
I think it's
lesson.
fun.
So.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a geography. It's like a people, like people did this, and then they would like look for camps, and the camps would be was the fire still smoldering?
Yes, that's the maybe
the
it's poetic
spooky
license
thing.
is involved there, but like a lot of times it's reported that like there's a fire that's a little bit embery still.
They probably killed all the mammoths.
That's so interesting.
I'll put the mammoths in a second.
Like, I guess I'm thinking of this as from like a scientific point of view, which is blah blah, boring, wrong podcast.
That's what I need scientific shotties on the podcast.
But
I'm
like,
a big.
I'm looking at it in like a strategic way. Do you think it could be like a diversion to keep people, like their enemies, like, oh, shit, that's a dip cap on my wrist? Could it be like a diversion so that the people who they're like, yeah, we know these people are gonna try to attack us by the river. River's the easiest way to transport. So they're like, we're gonna distract them by making them think that we're in camp. Well, we're actually gonna like go around them and then attack the defenseless camp while they're trying to attack
Oh
us.
shit! You got Sun Tzu on the podcast?
Yeah,
What?
Megan's out here with military strategy.
I don't know.
Art of war. But you know, I like that theory. That theory's good.
I don't know. I wasn't there, but that's what I
You
would.
weren't?
there?
Oh,
I
well,
know,
forget it. Throw it
I
out.
didn't consider
I'm
that, but
still
that's-
young.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I
I'll
was
think
there.
about it later. That might come up later in an important way.
Oh,
was there.
little sidekick Megan.
Well, psychic Megan.
I know what happens.
Alex is a Canadian born and bred.
Yep.
Nope.
We're close. We're Michiganders.
We're like,
Yeah, we're as
like
close
brothers.
as you can get.
YouTube keeps sending me ads that are like, "Hey, Michigan,
No, Sarah.
it's your neighbor, Toronto. Come visit."
What? I want to go to Toronto so
Toronto's
bad.
not a baller.
Toronto's our brother,
Yeah.
our friend,
Is
our
the
neighbor.
border open yet?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go to
but
Toronto.
I literally had
Wait, you-
Canadians at my wedding.
Sarah's passport
My
has
passport
expired.
expired like a couple weeks ago. I found out when I was flying here. The TSA agent was like, "Yeah, you know this expired, right?" Fuck.
I like
Oh my god.
No!
I'm so sorry.
I like being in Michigan because we're Toronto's friends.
I feel like
Well, they.
Buffalo's closer though.
Well, that's not what
You
YouTube
know,
says.
Sarah lives around Buffalo.
Yeah. Well,
What's your
my-
address and social security number?
Oh. Will you take my
And your dad's?
And your dad.
Will you take my New York State driver's license over the Canadian border?
Yes, and I'll throw it in the balls.
Maybe they'll take my my expired passport and they just won't look at the expiration date.
And I'll
This is
throw
a
it in
little
the
bit of a
balls.
tangent. But does New York have like an enhanced license? Because in Michigan you can get like an enhanced license which lets you
Yeah.
drive to just specifically Canada.
Yeah, they do,
Okay, that's
but
cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I have one. I have to look when I'm
That's fair. I drove
not
to Canada a lot in college.
sweating my balls off.
Yeah, she hot.
Alex was
Was
super.
that thunder?
Are we gonna have to get a rain ambiance?
Am I gonna have to get my raincoat out?
Am I gonna have to get a little umbrella? So we're back from a little break. We had to get water and stuff because we're literally in a heat wave and potentially a
Hydrate or
storm.
dihydrate, hydrate or dihydrate,
Dihydrate.
hydrate.
Dihydrate.
No!
Dihydrate.
No!
Fucking Six Flags New England would not get. We went to a lot of parks this summer already. Six Flags New England would not give us any free water. They really were out here like dihydrate.
Yeah.
Hey.
Fuck Six
died.
Flags. New England? New England.
Maybe any of them, honestly.
No.
No.
Oh,
There's like 3 that are okay.
Maybe more.
Aaron with the controversial.
You don't like Great America?
Like
I tolerate
Six
Great
Flags
America.
compared to like
like
I love-
Dollywood, like, they're not in the same league.
They're-
I'll say it.
One of them is like, I just got my little league championship belt. And the other one's like, name's Babe Ruth. What's up?
Okay, yeah. Fox Six Flags, all of them took out all their penny machines.
Yeah. Sarah, thoughts?
Alex has a hair, and I know if I get it, he's gonna get really mad.
I'll get pissed. I'll do it.
You want me to get your hair?
No, I like it.
Megan, it's up to you.
No, Megan.
No, I liked Iron. No.
I like Iron
City.
Quasi.
City.
Silver
Dollar
dollar
City.
I keep wanting to say Iron City.
What are you guys' thoughts on Iron Quasi?
I haven't been there, haven't read on it.
Big RMC, big, not gonna be able to steal vengeance.
What?
Killing
Could be.
thoughts
It's purple.
and prayers.
I do like the color purple sometimes.
I'm a big fan of the Alice Walker novel that I've read. Anyway, the Naha tribe wasn't the only supposed threat to the Savi people in legend. Legends also say that the area is incredibly cursed and or filled with bad energy. Legend says that the area is incredibly cursed, often personified by a malevolent spirit who isn't often given a description outside of hiding in the fog, but has definitely been heard violently shrieking in the night.
Is that like an area
so does
well known
Lucas.
for its fog?
Yes.
It's like a naturally foggy area. Like you wake up every morning and you're like, oh, it's fog.
Big San Francisco energy. Yeah,
Okay.
Lucas is a sleep screamer, putting my husband on roast.
Oh my god.
But people definitely hear violent shrieking in the fog sometimes for no reason, and that'll continue to the later day. There are also stories that giants lived in the valley.
Whoa, wait, hold on. I'm listening. Where we at?
Oh, giants in the
Giants are
valley.
real? Giants are here?
And that they were cannibals led by a pale chiefess.
Yeah? Okay.
In
okay.
some legends.
Interesting.
Like a lady?
Yes.
Interesting.
Nice.
Are we gonna shout out Wendigoon?
No, that does
Oh.
not appear in the story. The Naha tribe are sometimes
Not what I
personified as the cannibals in other legends, and in other legends, the giants are the cannibals, and in other legends still, either the cannibals or the giants are the reason why the Naha tribe disappeared. But, considering these are legends, it's getting all over the place and a little bit apocryphal.
Really? Okay. So, like, you're like, okay, everything's real. Giants, that's where I draw the line.
No, I'm just saying, like, at this point, there's
You
a lot
guys-
of legends in the
are
valley, and they kind of have a Venn diagram where
Are
sometimes
they
people
just,
pick and
like,
choose what's
really
what.
tall people?
Do you believe in giants?
Yeah, they're like, we're not talking about like 20-foot people. We're talking
Do you
about like
believe in giants?
9+.
Giants are. Do you believe in giants?
They're just like 7-foot tall people.
No, like 10.
Like 9 foot.
Everyone just gotta get off their dicks. They're just tall
Do you believe in
people.
giants?
Alex, why do you fucking hate my gut?
No, Alex really believes in giants.
Alex is the giant boy. Shout out to
No.
when we recorded a podcast episode and got absolutely nowhere, and I never
Yeah.
published it.
That's the one where he talked about roller coasters for like an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
This is it's dangerous having y'all on the podcast. I get
Yeah.
nowhere.
I love
Two-parter? Bye,
But yeah,
Yuki.
there's a big Venn diagram of like what the legends pertain to, and
It's a big
sometimes
vast
people say
difference.
that like, no.
Because giants.
Giants have
It'll
a
just be bigger.
normal vast deference.
No.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
Sarah gave out a hot take, and
What's
it's
that?
that Yuki doesn't believe in giants, my cat.
Well,
Yeah.
He probably
'Cause
doesn't
he
know
left.
what a fucking
He
like.
left.
Yuki's
He was
gone,
so
but we
offended.
have a new cat now.
He
just
probably doesn't know who
louder.
Iron Man is,
He
and
doesn't.
he's like in this room all the time.
Yeah.
In some legends, the name Gantha, GahnthaH.
Whoa, can you say that again?
No, please. I got it perfect the first time, and I will never be able to repeat that.
Do it again.
GahnthaH.
Say it.
Gantha.
Gantha.
It is given to a figure who is supposedly a giant who would cook and eat intruders
And he's
in the
real?
valley, in the valley's hot springs.
Okay.
Also, sometimes just normal meat, like a rabbit or something.
Are the hot springs hot enough to cook someone?
Probably not, but
Then
maybe.
That's like a slow burn.
Yeah, it's a legend.
Normal meat everyone
That's like
eats. so,
me
you
in
know,
the hot
rabbit.
tub. Am I right? I'm like, it's been 5 minutes in, I gotta go.
Fun
I'm
fact,
sweating
I'll
too
get into
much.
the geology section later and cut Megan off. The largest tufa mound is in this valley.
Oh, what?
I'll get to it.
Geology. Wait, we talking about rocks again?
Yes, there's a big geology
Guys,
section in my notes.
Wait, real quick. This will only take a second. What's your
Yeah.
favorite rock? I like citrine.
I like
A mineral.
It's okay.
This will be important, so everybody pay attention.
Okay, I'm still paying attention.
There are also legends that say that a massive wolf-esque creature, roughly the size of a bear, was spotted prowling
kind of bear?
the valley. The polar bear.
Nope.
Polar bear.
Big as fuck.
Not that.
Wow.
And reports of this cryptid would also be made by the Europeans who made their way to the valley.
I'm gonna look up really fucked up rocks.
And Alex is looking at fucked up rocks.
Oh.
A lot of people dub these examples as sightings,
Wait,
Like
do you know what my
geology.
favorite rock is?
What?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Da 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 da.
Love that, Shoddy.
Found it.
Hey, funny
Dwayne.
story. Once there was a guy. Ninja's attacking me. Once there was a guy. He was shirtless and he was running
Over the
past me, and my friend Kylie. Shout out to Kylie. And she was like, "Wow, I was just staring at that guy," and I just looked at her and I said, "I think I'm gay." Anyway. Not that men aren't attractive.
Gaming
You can be attractive and a man.
I think men are attractive.
Yeah, Aaron will cover for me.
Yeah.
And I'll cover for Aaron. We're like two halves of the same dime.
Speaking of attractive, a lot of people spotted this dire wolf the size of a bear. Furry arc. And a lot of people dub these as examples of the sightings of the Wahila, a name given to a dog cryptid that's pretty much just a dire wolf the size of a polar bear. Though, the Wahila is said to be
Tequila.
quite fond of beheading its victims.
You guys got any
Which
polar
is-
bear thoughts?
I will get to this polar bear.
Tequila.
thoughts. I have a couple. Some people think it's a polar bear.
Not what I said.
The Wahila will behead you though. Behead this